Welcome back to 2018, the weekly football update. We are previewing what's getting ready to happen for week 0 and the entire season here in 2018. Today I'm joined with Brian Koehler, the head coach of Eddyville, Blacksburg, Fremont, the Rockets. Brian, thanks for being with us here today. So appreciate you taking a little bit of time. Coming off of 2017, we were just kind of chatting a little bit about what happened last year, but you guys were really on kind of the cliff of some greatness. Some of the balls didn't fall your way, but you know you've got a good team coming back. So talk a little bit to us about what you're expecting here in 2018, how camp was, and how this first week of practices were wrapping up.
It's been great. You know, we came off the season 4-6, 4 games by 4 or less points. So we went into the off season. You know, the kids knew that. They knew our motto. You know, was just unfinished business right there. So going into camp, you know, we got faster with our plays and everything, our play calling, and the kids really enjoyed that. This past week, you know, practice-wise, it's been real great for us. You know, the weather's been decent. We haven't had any rain or anything. So, but we're just fine-tuning everything. We've kept the same offensive system in and defensive system. Now it's just the fine-tuning facts, getting the reads better, getting our keys better on defense, in the secondary also, with our keys and making plays basically. So that's the thing, just clean up the little mistakes, the offsides, the fumbles, all that stuff. So just clean up those mistakes and knowing that we have unfinished business this year to finish.
Yeah, you talked about 4-6. For all conceivable purposes, you could have been 8-2. Really, you were one overtime play away from a runner-up in the district, a district that, and we'll get to here in a little bit some of the changes that have come within your district, but you could have been 8-2 and could have been in that playoff hunt last year. You know, you lose some key players in Ryan Hinkle, Dakota Boyer, Dylan Howard, seniors from last year, but you're returning Trey Moore, your quarterback, who'll be a senior this year. He had over 1,000 yards passing with 9 touchdowns and 723 yards rushing and 10 touchdowns, so 19 touchdowns total from last year that you're bringing back. So talk about Trey and the offense and some of your other seniors and key players for this year.
You know, Trey runs that offense, kind of turned it over a little bit to him. He knows how to make plays and call plays with our option offense, and that helps him out. But he's been reading it a lot better, a lot faster. He's been watching film on himself and getting it done to where he needs to make the cut or make the play or make the pitch on the defense. And everything clicks off that. And all the guys know that when Trey has the ball in his hands, something special is probably going to happen. You know, our passing game has gotten a ton better with Wyatt Klein. Wyatt gives us a deep threat. He also gives us a short hand threat going across the middle. Gabe Larkin tight end for us. He's a big kid, big target. There were several games there where he would actually start us off in the game, just making nice little 5-7 yard catches that, you know, then we can just start stretching the field because everybody was coming up and trying to cover Gabe or Trey when we were running the ball. So those 3 guys right there have really helped out. Our offensive line has returned also. Brent Hughes at left tackle, Logan McCary. We're moving him over to right guard and keeping Ryan Adams at right tackle there.
And some big horses up front. Brant Hughes listed at 6'4", 235. Logan 6 foot 215. And especially in some of the smaller schools, when we get down 2A and below, you know, your quarterback at 6 foot, 163 pounds. He's not a small guy under center, so he's able to see White coming over the middle. And he's listed at 6'1", 165. So you've got some horses that can go out and get you some yards.
We do. We got some great horses catching the ball for us and also running. We're moving Ryan Richmond to the backfield. Ryan, you know, is open to that change of moving back to the backfield with Ethan Olivius. So those two will be our speed guys. They're not afraid to stick their nose up in the middle, mix it up, get us 3-4 yards, and then, you know, they can also bounce it out and get out to the outside and show the speed.
Absolutely. Wyatt last year, 445 yards in receiving and 6 touchdowns there. You mentioned Ethan, he was also your kicker last year. Will he be doing all the kicking duties for you again this year?
He'll be doing all the kicking duties again. I think he was a little nervous last year doing our kicking duties.
As a freshman, to be expected. Yeah.
But when you hit a 38-yard field goal as a freshman, that's a confidence booster, but it's also a confidence booster as a coach knowing that I can put him out there on the field and he can hit a field goal. This year he comes back with more confidence and he has a lot more booming right now in his leg. So I think he's looking forward to setting some records, one at the school, but just putting us over the top, knowing like, hey, I can send him out there in a situation, he can do it.
And there's something about young kickers, especially here in South Central Iowa. You got Aaron Blom, who will be, I believe, a junior this year for the Oskaloosa team. That kid can kick the ball a long ways. Ethan's got a good leg as well. So we're doing something right, or something's in the water for these young kickers. Well, let's look at the other side of the ball. As your leading tackler from last year, Ryan Adams, will be a senior this year. 96 tackles last year. Talk about horses on the offensive side. He's got to be one of your main guys on the defensive side of the ball as well.
He is the glue on the defense. I mean, he commands that defense like Trey commands the offense. When Ryan gets that huddle tightened up and everything, he speaks, everybody listens. And when he's my middle backer, he calls the defense. He sometimes has to make different calls that I don't see. He'll come over at halftime and say, hey, I had to make this call because of this situation. He sees the field a lot better than I do. Clay Johnson will be moving to the back, to the linebacker core. We're going to put him back there. We got a couple other guys filling those spots. Alan Angle, who's a junior, and Mason Roberts, who's a junior, will be also filling those shoes that Dakota and Ryan Hinkle left there at our backing core. So, but the secondary is going to be solid up. We'll have Wyatt Klein back there, Ryan Richmond. We got a new one coming in, Jaden Herr. Jaden will be in a mix at a corner spot or a safety. Isaiah Smith, who's a junior, he'll be at a corner spot. So we'll have some speed on the field in our secondary that they can fly around, cover the ball. Up front, Brent Hughes will be anchoring the inside for us. Logan McCray will be on the outside, and Gabe Larkin will be on the outside also. Again, when you can put horses on both sides of the ball like that, they're going both ways. They're used to it, but they also know that, hey, we're going to lean on those guys to get the job done.
Yeah, and when you return your number one, and I think Gabe Larkin was your number 4 in tackles for the defensive side, with 69 tackles last year. So when you return, a good core group from your defensive side, and then some of these new guys mixing in, and you've got a good mix of not only seniors but some juniors, some underclassmen that are stepping up as well.
Yes, I mean the juniors have really stepped up. Isaiah, Allen, and Mason. Braden Black will be in the mix for rotating in on linebackers also, but Isaiah Smith, I kind of have to brag on that kid. He has been in the weight room all year long, all summer long. He's been getting quicker, getting stronger, and it showed in 7-on-7s when we went down to Centerville. He picks off 3 passes right in a row.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, he can break on the ball fast, and then he turns around on offense, and him and Wyatt can both just stretch the field with their speed. So that's a big key for us. Alan Angle has really stepped it up too. He's backing up right now. He's backing up Ryan Adams at Mike Becker. So he's learning what Ryan does, and Ryan's been teaching him what he looks for and sees in the offense when he's calling defense. So it's been real huge for us.
Absolutely. Well, couple changes to the schedule. A lot of talk around Iowa. The redistricting. There were some schools that moved. Some that moved into classes, some that moved out of classes. Conceivably, the state made 2A a little bigger, in essence, by making 4A a little smaller. Not a lot of changes in your district, aside from somebody put Williamsburg, who last year kind of scooted the way into the playoffs and found themselves in the championship game. A very tough district last year that they were in with Mount Vernon, and I can't think of who the runner-up in that one was, but they were kind of the odd man out and were luckily to make it in and made it through the playoffs. So talk a little bit about your district, who you kind of expect to be maybe the cream of the crop, and with the seniors you have this year, the kids that have some playing time, expect to see you guys right there in the mix.
Our district is going to be tough. Williamsburg, everybody looked at that when it first came out, and they're like, oh my gosh, we got rid of PCM, and then we added Williamsburg. But, I think our guys will be up for the challenge. I think Williamsburg, will probably be up there 1 or 2. And then you look at Mid-Prairie. I don't know anything about them, but I know they return a lot this year. They're going to have a lot of returners, and that's, again, a great school. Albia's coming on right now. They've been showing signs. They showed signs last year towards the end of the season. Central Lee, they lost a couple key guys. When you lose key guys on a team like that, they're big, they're forceful, and that's one of the teams we lost to by 2 points. I think our guys have kind of circled them on the calendar also. But we look to be in the hunt, with this new system, RPI system, which, it's hard to understand, but, we knew we had to schedule some hard teams at the beginning of the year. We go into face Pleasantville our second week, Sigourney Kyoto, either 3rd or 4th week right there. So, we wanted to make sure our strength of schedule was going to match up with somebody else's strength of schedule, so that could give us that final push there. But the district-wise, we look to be one of the contenders. We want to be one of the contenders, and I think our guys know that we need to be one of the contenders. Again, going back, unfinished business against Albion, we lose against them, we lose against Central Lee. So our guys know that, hey, we need to come back and take care of business there.
And certainly, Albion, Centerville, Central, you don't have to go very far. These are kind of some backyard games as far as that's concerned, and a lot of pride for your kids in Eddyville to come out and do that.
Oh yeah, we're going to go down and scrimmage Centerville this Friday, and they're not in our district. But our guys, we lost to them by 3 points. So it's like, hey, even though it's a scrimmage, it's going to be full bore. Put the foot on the gas, let's go type of deal. And that's how our guys are. When we walk on the practice field, they know my motto, kind of, hey, when I put my foot on the gas, let's go, let's get going. And that group of seniors that we talked about, they're all the leaders. They're the leaders that take care of the stretching they're doing. They start all the drills most of the time, and they know what we need to get done.
And scheduling, like you said, out of district, those two, Sigourney, Keota, and Pleasantville, two playoff teams from a year ago. Sigourney, Keota, I think 2 or 3 years in a row, they have always been matched up in a tough district in that 1A with Regina. Pella Christian and Pleasantville. Good football in the area, so you're not doing yourself any favor, but by challenging and with that new RPI system, you've got to go out and play some challenging opponents, because if it comes down to that RPI rating, that's what's going to get you in the playoffs.
It's almost a college football atmosphere where you've got to schedule that RPI up so that when you keep it up, so that when you're going through a season, even if you have a slip up like we kind of did last year, we lost by 1 point to Albion, where it's not really going to kind of hurt us. So when it came to wintertime, we were trying to figure out who we wanted for non-district. I wanted Sigourney, and I wanted Sheraton. Sheraton's another growing football school. I wanted Sheraton because, it was a close game last year. Again, I knew your guys were coming up, and I knew what our guys could do matching up wise. So I kind of wanted them. We got East Marshall again. That was a week 0 game from us last year, and we lost to them by 4 points. So when the guys heard, hey, we got to go back up there, they were kind of mad. But again, they said, hey, we're up for it. We should have finished that game this way.
Yeah.
So they want to walk off that field in 2 weeks with the W and not the L.
A little bit of redemption, or at least an opportunity to renew that for next year. So,
yes.
Brian, I appreciate you taking a little bit of time. You said you're going to be scrimmaging at Centerville here this Friday night. So where a lot of other teams may be having some scrimmages or old shoe games or that around, you guys are going to go down the road and put it on against Centerville. So wish you all the best of luck here in 2018. You're watching the weekly football update. We are previewing Eddyville, Blakesburg, Fremont, the Rocket season in 2018 with Coach Brian Koehler. And good luck in 2018.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.